I was very sad to read about the passing of Mick Ralphs the other day. Apart from being a brilliant songwriter and famous for his time with Mott the Hoople and Bad Company, he was a tremendously underrated blues rock player. His solos and his work with both those bands were absolutely fabulous. And in looking around for something to do as a tribute to him, I decided to make a lesson on the Bad Company live version of Ready for Love, which was recorded on October the 12th, 1974. The solo in that is an absolute masterclass in restraint, control of bending, vibrato. It's just got it all. And then also, I can't think of a better way to salute Mick than to read you a few passages from Ian Hunter's brilliant book, Diary of a Rock and Roll Star. This book, I think, inspired many people to pick up a guitar and try and make it, including me. The book follows Mott the Hoople's American tour of 1972 on the back of the success of All the Young Dudes. One of the highlights of their visits would be trailing round the pawn shops looking for guitar bargains. But we'll start out as they're just getting ready to set off. So this is Wednesday, the 22nd November, 1972. Well, here we go on a good old-fashioned English morning, grey, damp and miserable. 9 a.m. the phone rings. I know it's Stan, our personal manager, because the phone rings twice as loud as it normally does. I don't answer it, as all he wants to do is wake me up. Somewhere in my dazed state, a door buzzer ends a dream, and I answer the door in my knickers. Stan gets annoyed, but no sweat, as I've already packed. Clothes on, and straight into a Mercedes limo, driven by a nice girl, very courteous. Pete, Overend Watts, Mott's bass player, is already there, half dead from an all-night chess game and moaning about hairspray. It's later in the morning now, and the sun breaks through a little. It looks like it could be a nice day. Off to guitarist Mick Ralphs. He lives in Shepherd's Bush, and it takes half an hour from our Wembley flat. Stan goes in and comes back. Poor old Mick's got it bad. Red in the face and crying. He's the world's worst flyer. He's on Valium and Mandrax to keep him sane, and the mood is quiet so as not to upset him. He really has a terrible fear of flying. I privately console him, but I know it really doesn't do much good. Still, perhaps he realises we care about him, and that's okay, if nothing else. Pete's all for putting him on a ship, but that means losing 2 gigs, and frankly we can't afford it. Bold Mick bears up, even though he's petrified inside, and we're already upset for him. It must be horrible. Now we join them when they're in America and on one of their guitar safaris. We shoot down Sunset Boulevard. To our left we see a giant Sheraton motor inn, and dwarfed beneath it the tiny shop where Fally's piano lies in wait. While he's trying it out, we have a wander round. There's a Dan Electro amp. I've never seen one of them before. A local Mosrite bass in great condition. Remember the Ventures? And Fender necks hanging from shelves with no heads or bodies attached. Speakers are piled high, and there's a huge assortment of sustains, wah-wahs, echoes, and other varieties of sound effects pedals, tuners and mini mixers. Over in the corner, a couple of Telecasters are stripped down. The bloke's panicking because it's Sunday and he's the only one in the shop, and he's certain we're going to nick something, and he could be right. For the 3rd time, I'm threatened out of the shop, so I give up. See, the only way to find bargains in shops like these is to poke about in dark corners, perhaps finding an old gem in the dusty back room. There's soon going to be a market for antique guitars. one usually finds their sound superior anyway. All you kids who eventually get enough bread together to buy a Gibson or a Fender, don't waltz in and buy a nice shiny new one. Find a 10-year-old battered one. The difference in sound between the old and new guitars will surprise you. Mick, still nosing in spite of the bloke, finds an ancient Gibson amp, early 50s, which looks like one of those old leather-covered radios you used to buy, and it's only $80. So there you are, we did find a bargain. Here's another visit to one of the pawn shops. We found another shop down a couple of blocks, 2 guitars in the window, a Kalamazoo and a Junior. Mick, how much for the Junior? 100. Can I take a look? If you mean business, you can have a look. The back's off the electrics. $80. I'll take it. $83.50 with tax. Thus, old Jammy Ralpher netted a £200 guitar for about £33, plus he'll have to pay half again on the way back, customs duty. But that still only makes it £50 in all. I can see Sid Bishop's little eyes gleaming in top gear, but Mick probably will keep it. Pete and I get a good deal too, a couple of acoustic Gibsons, the old type with no cutaways and F-holes, complete with Les Paul Jr. pickup for $75 each. Diary of a Rock and Roll Star is an absolutely brilliant read for anyone interested in guitars, bands and this period. I'll put a link below so you can do a search for it if you fancy getting a copy for yourself. Thanks for the music and the inspiration, Mick. Rest in peace.